Hello, Jason Alsum with Agri-King here. Thank you for choosing Silo-King. Rest assured, you've chosen the premier forage treatment product in the industry. Today we're going to go through how to properly mix Silo-King. We're at Shrinka Farms today. They're going to be chopping a third crop haylage and applying Silo-King. And we're going to go through how to mix Silo-King. It's very important because with Silo-King, you're not just getting lactobacillus. You're getting 4 different ingredients. You're getting antioxidants, mold and yeast inhibitors, lactobacillus, 3 different strains, and 16 different enzymes. Therefore, because there's more in Silo-King, it's important to take care in mixing it so that you get everything in solution properly, so then we can properly apply it to the crop. So I'm going to go inside and show you 3 different ways. I'm going to show you just a stick method and how that cannot work very well. We're going to run it through a screen, and we're going to use a paint mixer. So with those 3, you'll have a couple of options to do it well. Once we look at how to mix it and we get it in good solution, then we'll talk briefly about how to properly get the right amount on your forage. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today. All right, we got a good mixing situation here. We're in a calf barn in the mixing room. And so we have water, both hot and cold. Got our pails, got our screen, and we have our paint mixer here. And we're going to go ahead, and it is recommended it mixes better with lukewarm water if you can, and then cool it down when you put it in your applicator. If you just have cold water, that's fine. It just mixes a little better with warm water. So let's go ahead and do some mixing. So with just a light mix by hand with the stick, I'm going to show you what's still left in here. If I pour it through this screen, you can probably see in the bottom of the pail, there's a good amount of residue. There's quite a bit of residue still left in the screen. If you look at that screen has quite a bit of residue in it. We need to do a better job of mixing than just hitting it with a stick. So now I'm going to show you the same stuff once I put it on a paint mixer, what that's going to look like. So now we got a simple paint mixer you can get at a hardware store. Put it in a cordless drill, and we're going to mix this a little bit better. Be careful or you'll mix it all the way over the top of the pail, so you can't go wide open. But you can actually really see it churning when you use this paint mixer. It really churns it up well. So there, if we just take 10 to 15 seconds and really get that mixed well, now I'm going to pour it through a screen and we'll show you what it looks like. There is no residue in the pail whatsoever, and there's no residue whatsoever in the screen. Mixing it that way will help it to flow better. The screens on your chopper applicator will not plug up, and you've got a good mix. For the second option, again, I filled the pail partially with water. What we're going to do for this one, if you have that same screen, we're just going to put a little bit of Silo-King at a time into the screen and run the water over that. This way you're washing it through the screen into the pail. You wouldn't need a drill or a paint mixer. This gets all the chunks washed out. You just need to do a couple applications of product in there, and be careful not to run it over the side while you're doing it. But this would be another option to get all of those particles busted up in your Silo-King and end up with a good mix. And there we go. We've got product mixed up for 1,000 ton here. This chopper has 2 different igloo applicators on it, so we're going to fill both of them. Just mixing it by hand with a stick, not adequate. The screen would be a choice if you don't have a stick, if you don't have a drill. It's going to take longer to work it through that screen. So my recommendation would be a paint mixer. Does a great job, creates a turbine just like a blender, gets it all mixed up very well. One other point, let's make sure we're using clean water. We can't have chlorinated water. We can't have dirty pails that may have had something that'll mess with the bugs. We have to have good, clean water so that our lactobacillus and the rest of the organisms in here aren't hampered by a bad water or a chlorine or something that could be in the pail. So let's go get this on the forage. So now let's talk about application. We've got it in the applicator, the chopper's putting it on the product out in the field. 4 grams per ton is your base rate. This canister will treat 500 ton at the base rate. If you have a challenge, if it's been rained on, if it's getting drier, it's not going to ferment as well. You're going to want to put more on. Look at the canister and put more product on. It will make for a better fermentation. If you're working with corn silage, same thing applies. If your moisture is good, if you're around that 65 to 68% moisture, closer to the base rate is okay. Unless you have mold in the field, the crop's been damaged, you have rain. If you have a challenge, Silo-King is going to help you with the mold and yeast inhibitors and the antioxidants to get that pile put up well. So you vary the rate depending on the challenge that you may have. If you have management challenges in the pile, if you can't get it packed well, more antioxidant is going to help it ferment better. So again, look at the situation. If everything's optimal, you can go closer to the base rate. If you have challenges in harvesting, you're going to want to increase the rate to get a better fermentation and take advantage of the ingredients that you have in Silo-King. Let's make some good forage.